Let's go! What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to the horrific Vietnam booby traps. And quite interested to see what this video has in store, because I actually don't know what kind of booby traps they used in the wars. I just know they use I think they use just the regular booby traps, like bear traps. They use that. They put that in the ground. I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. But I know there's probably a different ton of booby traps, different tactics and stuff that people would use in war. But I'm figuring I might react to it, see what there are, and yeah. Before we get right into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It would really help the channel out. And let's get right into it.
During the Vietnam War, a number of ingenious, cruel, and devastating traps were employed by the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces. Unable to match the military capabilities of the United States, the North turned to rudimentary, effective, and utterly terrifying ways to incapacitate and kill enemy soldiers. In today's video, we will look into some of the types of traps used and the devastation they caused, and in some instances, still cause to this day. Perhaps the most infamous of the traps used is also one of their simplest. Punji sticks, that is bamboo sharpened to a point, were placed into pits.
It's not, is that a booby trap? I mean, yeah, it is a booby trap, because it's all the booby traps are caught by surprise, but they're supposed to hurt the other person, and I don't know how well this does. I mean, they're probably very sharp, but I wonder if they go through the boots, you know?
Like the tough boots?
Yeah. Well, the stuff that they wore back then aren't as good as the stuff they wear now, obviously, but I don't know if it, I mean, it has to, because I mean, it depends on your awareness, honestly, but if you kind of see it and you step in it, because you'll kind of catch yourself maybe. But if you're not aware of it and you just go right in it, you might be in trouble there. But yeah.
Rows of the sharp stakes were then hidden by a false
Very
floor,
obvious to see.
camouflaged
That's
to
pretty
look like
cool,
the jungle
actually.
floor. These traps would be placed onto routes or paths where it was known that American forces would be traveling through. Upon stepping on the top or collection of stakes, an American soldier would fall.
Oh, that's okay. I get it. So you put a patch of dirt. That's actually okay. I know what they're talking about.
I was about to be well, they could see the hole, but then
Yeah, I thought they were it's just ditches. I mean, I was what was I even for? But yeah, they cover it up. That's actually smart. That would 100% get anyone. Cause I mean, how are you gonna even notice that, honestly? Because there is stuff that just blends in super nice with the environment. People in a ghillie suit, it's tough, man. If they're in the right texture of the suit they have on, can't see them. Same as if they have a patch of grass. There's no way they're gonna even know that's something's up with that.
Be impaled. Those that did not die instantly would no doubt scream in pain, alerting their enemy to their position. The injured soldier would be difficult to rescue, taking multiple soldiers out of action as they try to help their comrade. But this is not the end of the matter. Innovations to the spike traps were varied. In some instances, human or animal waste was smeared on the punji stakes, thereby greatly increasing the chances of a serious infection for the wounded man. In other instances, the punji sticks, rather than pointing upward, would be pointed at a downward angle. This would create a situation where once a person had entered the pit, it would be almost impossible to get out without impaling oneself. Some of the spike pits were elaborate, such as pits with rotating spike-covered logs or contraptions akin to bear traps. The latter would involve 2 planks of spiked wood that, if stepped on, would cause the leg to fall down and the spikes to impale as the trap was sprung. It wasn't just spikes that would be found in the pits, but also venomous snakes. The bamboo
Snake
pit viper
traps.
was commonly used, often hundreds at a time, left for unwitting troops. A person falling into the pit would disturb the already agitated and hungry snakes, causing many to attack the unlucky soul. In fact, the bamboo pit viper became almost standard issue for the Viet Cong forces. The snakes were commonly used as a booby trap in Viet Cong's backpacks, as a mean to kill or injure those who dared to rummage through. These vipers were also used in the labyrinth network of underground tunnels used by...
I wonder how like successful these like traps worked. Like
They're probably pretty successful, I would say.
so I think some more than others, obviously, but the one like the patch of grass, that's gotta get a lot of people. That's gotta get a lot of people. But yeah, I would say so far, I would say these probably did pretty good in the war, for sure. But
the
see what's
North Vietnamese
next.
forces.
Can't
and were
believe they're
often
still
tied to the
around.
walls as a form
Yeah,
of guard.
well,
Another
again,
simple
they're
and
it's
cheap
pretty
to make
clever.
trap was the mace. This would be made from either a wooden or dried mud ball with a number of spikes protruding. The mace would be suspended and held in place with a tripwire. Once triggered, the gravitational force would come crashing down onto the unsuspecting soldier. A similar device was the bamboo whip. Rather than using gravity,
See, I don't like this because you put all that work in for like what, one person, and it might not even work. Like, cause that has to take like a freaking, I don't know. I mean, if you're just like, if your like company isn't doing anything and you're just like chilling, then maybe, but like, it's not something that's like, you know, you can use very often because, I don't know, it has to take forever to build, honestly, just by looking at it.
bamboo whip exploited the tensile strength of bamboo. On one end of the bamboo pole would be a number of sharpened spikes. The trap would be held in place by a tripwire and could be placed at varying heights. At lower levels, the spike could impale and cripple a person's legs. At higher levels, the whip would be able to pierce a person's neck or chest. The
Jeez.
benefits of such weapons is that they could be made using only what materials were found in the jungles. More conventional weapons were also employed, though some taking a rather different shape. The grenade in a can, as it sounds, involved...
I like how they have
What?
corn.
What? The grenade in the can. That's actually interesting.
And then they just have corn on the side.
Well, I don't know. That's it's very interesting. But like say like American soldiers like come like after they clear out like Vietnamese and like they see it, they'll think it's a grenade. So like what's the point of having it in a can, you know, if like, because it's like shaped like a grenade, honestly.
And then you have the ridges.
Yeah, but I don't know.
2 tin cans and usually 2 grenades. The safety pins on the grenades would be removed before being put into cans in a way that would hold down the striker lever. A tripwire was then fastened to each grenade and the device placed along paths, usually hidden in trees. When the wire was tripped, the grenades would be pulled out of the cans, causing an instant detonation. Not only would the shrapnel from the grenades be sent flying, but so too would be the metal fragments from the tins.
Oh, okay, I get it. That's not what it's for. It's for that's okay. That's smart. That's smart. Okay, cause it's to hold it. So like you put it on the trees, and then when they walk by. Never heard of that one. That's actually it's pretty good. That I've never heard of that before. Like that's a pretty good tactic for sure.
I approve.
Yeah, it's pretty valid.
Landmines were employed by the Viet Cong. One of the simplest and perhaps hardest to detect was the cartridge trap. It was in many ways similar to the pit traps, only far smaller, making it ever harder to spot. The cartridge trap would be formed by a single round of ammunition set with a nail underneath. The nail acted as a makeshift firing pin. A board would be placed over the hole so that when stepped on would cause the victim's foot to cause the bullet to fire. In many instances, the bullet would tear through the foot, disabling the soldier. If a larger caliber of bullet was used, it could be fatal. More conventional landmines were also used, supplied from the Viet Cong allies in China and the Soviet Union. But French-made mines from the earlier First Indochina War and repurposed American mines too were used. Such mines proved devastating against American forces, with around 64,000 soldiers killed or injured by landmines during the war.
Jesus.
The effects of landmines, however, would last long after the war. Still to this day,
Yeah, landmines are pretty efficient for sure. Just like how they blend in, like you can't tell like what they are.
Like you could just put grass on it, then.
Yeah, it's so easy to hide, so easy. But like they're very dangerous for sure. Like they'll take out a whole block, bro. I mean, they're pretty dangerous for sure.
mines planted by all sides kill indiscriminately. Between the landmines and other unexploded ordnance, over 100,000 casualties have been recorded, with around 35,000 killed. Then there is the cost involved in removing landmines. It is relatively easy to plant a landmine. It is far more dangerous and costly to remove it. And the presence of Agent Orange residue in the soil means that uncovering the mines can sometimes result in exposure to the deadly agent.
Dang.
The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese forces had little hope in fighting a more conventional war against the United States. Vastly outgunned, the communist forces utilized all manner of traps to hinder the American forces. By crippling soldiers with brutal traps, the effect on morale and the resources expended in rescuing injured soldiers was how the Viet Cong could measure success. American soldiers had to be on constant alert for traps, many of which could only be detected by careful observation. It is estimated that around 11% of all deaths and 15% of all wounds to American soldiers were caused by such booby traps and mines, meaning that tens of thousands were affected. There is little doubt that war is...
That's actually pretty good percentage, just based off tactics, by itself. Because, like, I mean, it is pretty good. Like, that percentage for casualties or deaths. But yeah, those numbers are pretty surprising, honestly. Just based on like just booby traps, not like actually like manpower and willpower and stuff like that.
Is hell, but the traps employed by the Viet Cong resonate
Look at that.
perhaps due to their rudimentary build
Just
and
big
brutal
ball.
effective
That's
methods
spikes.
of causing casualties. Whilst the massive bombing campaigns, deployment of toxic agents, and the widespread use of napalm are associated with American attempts at victory, so too do the variety of Viet Cong traps typify the cruelty of the Vietnam War. We do have a number of videos focusing on Vietnam, such as the...
Yeah, those are pretty good. I really like the floor mat, hidden spikes in the bottom, like on the ground. That was really, come to think about it, I've heard of that before for sure. That it's a pretty good thing, because like no one's just going to inspect I mean they do, but like
They're going to be focusing ahead of them.
well you gotta search anything, bro. Like your awareness needs to be like through the roof. You gotta know where your surroundings are at, but also not all the time are you like running or walking, you're crawling, But yeah, those all those booby traps were pretty good, pretty effective. I'm surprised actually what the percentage was of casualties and woundness of like booby traps. I mean, it's just booby traps. It's just tactics, you know. There's nothing, you know, to it. It's just who has the bigger brain, honestly. But that is it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed our reaction, please leave a subscribe. And if you have any other videos you'd like us to react to, leave them in the comments down below. See ya.